Well, good morning. We're back in the world of Eternum, and we are at First Light. We found one of our two quests here, so we're going to talk to him in just a moment. But first, I did say last time that I might have some news, and I do. I have officially opened my Redbubble shop. I One of the things I love to do is draw cute, simple illustrations. And right now I have a nice selection of illustrations on Redbubble, all Christmas themed. And you can buy them as stickers or magnets or other things. So if you'd like, I will leave a description or I will leave a link in the description box below. And you can check it out. And if you do, thank you ever so much. And to the 53 subscribers, thank you. I really appreciate you. Now, for New World news, apparently there was a patch and there was some gear, some harvester's gear that had accidentally gotten taken out of the loot table. It has been returned to the loot table, but they're having trouble reimbursing people who lost their gear. They were supposed to be giving everybody who lost a piece a full set. They're still working on that. So there's that. They're also reimbursing people, companies, and individuals money or gold for certain various things. So if you log into the game and you happen to see that you got a little gold back, that's the reason. But in the European servers, they've had to shut them down for maintenance because apparently some people were logging in and getting 300,000 gold. So I don't think that worked quite as intended. It sounded like somebody put a decimal in the wrong place. Or I guess in Europe's case, they don't use decimals, they use the comma. If what I was listening to on Damone Kim's video is accurate, I don't know about that, but still. European servers are supposedly down for maintenance to take care of the issue. Who knows how they'll address it, because apparently a lot of people logged in, had this massive amount of wealth dropped on them, and immediately went to the trading house and wiped them out. Like, there was literally empty trading houses because people bought everything. So, there's that. And I think that's pretty much everything I have. So we are going to talk to Albert Riches here. Hello, Albert. How are you today?
Hitched your wagon to a faction, have you? Found your tribe? I suppose that means the settlement is safe now.
Oh, we're going to do our best.
Fair enough. I'll let you in on a little secret. I had a dream, and it gave me a plan for the settlement's defense. A foolproof plan. Some people might call it crazy. I think you might be up for it.
I love how all these guys have these, I don't know, I guess they're kind of supposed to be Scottish accents. So, tell me about your plan.
Dig a trench around the settlement and fill it with gunpowder. They come, boom! Your part is just procuring the powder from the stores at Bay Spring Mills. You say.
Okay, I'll go get your gunpowder, but I don't think a trench full of gunpowder right around the settlement is such a great idea. I'm just saying. Alright, now, that was one quest. So we have to go find the other one. Which, let's see, is over in this direction. So it's near the outfitting station and kitchen. Oh, it is. Why is it always the barkeeps? Gunter Rust. Hello, Gunter.
Crazy times. Everyone's bustling about, working together to strengthen the settlement. Gotta admit, I'm feeling a bit snubbed. No one's asked for my help.
Well, I don't think it's personal.
But it is. What can a daft barkeep contribute? That's what they're saying. It's not right. I got feelings too, you know.
Well, there must be a way.
Maybe. I've been thinking of making a special brew. There's barley stores out in Dayspring Mills. It's good stuff. If you could get that barley, that'd be something.
Okay, so you want me to go get you some barley, and our survivalist friend wants me to get some gunpowder, and I just got a whole bunch of foodstuffs out of that. So I guess we'll stop by a vault and put that stuff away, because we already made some food, so we're good for the moment. Now, oh, this is the first time I've been in First Light. So, well, recently in First Light, since I started looking at houses. Now, granted, I don't exactly have enough rep in First Light to do anything substantial housing-wise, but we'll take at least a look at the exteriors. Now, honestly, some of the houses in First Light are not in the best shape. How much is this one? 7,500. Yeah. No. 10,000. Well, it's in much better shape. Oh yeah. 7,500 for something that looks like a shack. No. So out of all the settlements I've been to so far, I actually like the First Light housing the least. Again, 7,500. We don't even have nearly the rep to buy anything here yet anyway. 2,500. So this one is 2,500. We'll take a quick look at this. So, granted, it's got a nice big deck with a porch that definitely looks like it could use some work. And then we have a small room. I like the fireplace with the pot on top of it. But that's about it. Now, as far as things go, it's not a horrible house. Although, it definitely looks like it's about half finished. So if that's the type of style you're looking for in the game, it's certainly a good little one. 5,000. All right, we'll look at this one too. And we have a nice sized room. We have some pretty beat up looking walls inside. A little bit of a porch. And a decent backyard. Okay, so despite the fact that it looks like it's pretty weathered, we'll give it that. We'll be generous. We'll say it's weathered. It is actually a decent size with decent features for 5,000. So that's a First Light house. That one's also 5,000. So instead of getting a yard, you're getting a bit of porch and 2 floors. And this is another one that's just 2,500. Okay, this is the last one we're going to look at. And again, it's basically one small room and a bit of porch. Well, I almost feel like we looked at that one. Yeah, you could tell that you're going for that realistic or role-play feel. I could very well imagine these would be the types of houses that people would have just grabbed whatever wood they could have off of broken ships and stuff and basically thrown it together to make shelter. That's what the feel I get from these. So yeah, 2,500, 5,000, 5,000. I think this one was also 2,500, or was it 5,000? 2,500. So, and this one's 7,500. Of course, for 7,500, you get a couple open balconies. All right. Anyway, like I said, we have hardly no reputation with First Light as it is. So it doesn't really matter. And it looks like we are going up this way to spring breaks. And while we're up that way, we might as well stop and say hi to the fisherman there and finally advance the fishing quest. So am I going the right way? No, I am going the exact opposite direction. Okay. So yeah. My opinion, the housing at First Light, from a roleplay standpoint, I would say it's very realistic. That's what you would kind of expect people to be able to build, given the circumstances and what they have available. But they're kind of ugly. And you could definitely tell that places like Everfall and Monarch's Bluff and Windsward had a chance to build a little better. So we are headed over this way, and we have to get barley and powder kegs. And we have to deal with withered. I'm going to switch to the sword. It's easier. Alright, get out of my way. So we have to kill withered, collect gunpowder casks, gather barley. I think... Oh, that's a gunpowder cask. Okay, so now we know what they look like. Little red barrels with X's on them because I don't know why. Maybe that was what a keg of gunpowder actually would have looked like back then. Ew, whatever that is, it's putrid looking. And they actually have added new mob types into the game. That was basically a dung beetle. A very big dung beetle. I don't even want to know the size of the dung pile it came out of. Oh, yeah, and as always, it would probably help if we ate. Oh, well, you didn't really have to mark the barley. Oh, my goodness. Let me guess, somebody complained that they couldn't find crops for quests, so they decided that they had to be clearly marked. Come on, people. It's called a challenge. It's actually okay if you have to look for something. Okay, I wonder if I can get more of that stuff. I don't think I can. Alright, so. Wow, there's all sorts of. I think there's like 2 kegs in here. And again, clearly marked. Okay. Shard of what? Shard of crystallized ectoplasm. I have no idea what that is, but I guess we'll find out. Oh, what are you? Excuse me. A Harvestbane Swarmancer. Well, you're new. No, hold on. I need to see you. Okay, interesting. Excuse me. But you did interrupt me. So we need 1 more gunpowder cask. Oh, we have a page here. Let's see. Dawn sentencing. At dawn, we marched out to where we had left the 9 men. They had survived the night, had barely slept, but they had fought against their restraints through the night. The captain, before the assembled soldiers, asked the men if they regretted their actions or repented the crime. She went through each in turn. Montes kept interrupting the others, and his apologies came so quick and fast, she had to strike him to silence him. As each repented, the captain nodded, and the heretic nodded, too, in her shadow. He had a feral grin, as if anticipating what was to come. And then the captain struck out at each of the men, one by one, their faces frozen in shock at the suddenness of the attack until the bodies fell still. 9 crewmen dead. I asked if we should cut their restraints, and the captain said no, and glanced at the heretic, who nodded. She said they must remain. There's another one of these swarmancers, and another page. These things, the withered, they do not die. Rather they do, but they come back more mindless and ravenous than before. The bounty of this land means that fewer are required to form true, but even more are needed for defending the village. When one is brought down, it vanishes quickly. The island reclaims its own, it seems, but returns within just a short time. We do not have the manpower to encircle the village with a sturdy wall or even a defensive palisade. Their number continue to grow, and I fear we will be pushed aside for too long. I can only hope the settlement has space enough for us to return when that day comes. And so, my guess is a lot of the withered that are here now probably used to actually be living residents of this place. Oh, excuse me. No, I was just leaving. Now, we're finished here, but we want to go that way for the fishing quest. Excuse me. Please get out of my way. I would like the hemp. Might as well. We did use up a number of hemp earlier today doing task board, so might as well grab a few to make up for it. And besides, we are at 124 on our harvesting, so I'd like to see if I get anything at 125. Oh, bunny. Hi, bunny. Cute little white bunnies. And what's over here? Cabbage or broccoli? Cabbage. Okay, we'll grab that too. Because we also made ourselves some food, so we might want to replenish our supplies of that. Another thing that New World really needs to learn how to do is once somebody's finished finding something for a quest, to turn off the marker lights. That thing is so intent on whatever it's doing that it didn't even notice me there. Oh, corn. Okay, we'll grab that too. More cabbage? Alright, we'll get one more cabbage. But we don't need to stop and get every single one of them. Even though it is helping us get our harvesting up. Oh, and there's another one of those dung beetles. It just kind of wanders around. Okay, done. I think we got a decent amount of cabbage out of that. We got 35 of them. That'll be useful. Whoa, okay. Probably shouldn't just run right into... Oh. Wow, okay. Well, good. Good grief. Okay. Herbs. Might as well stop and grab those. So we are headed this way. We're actually very close to our destination, I believe. There they are. Hello, Dallas.
Did Ruby put you up to this? I don't know why she thinks I need to help. Don't get too cocky just because you got some bait.
Well, thank you.
Hello there. I am Master Fisher Clemenson. I can teach you much.
What can you teach me?
Here's a list. Have you ever seen a spot in the water that looks like it would be prime for fishing? These are called hotspots. Try your luck in these hotspots, and then take this.
What's this?
It's a message from me to Master Fisher Warwick. It is imperative that you do not open this note.
Okay. Alright, so her quest is to find hot spots and fish in them. I don't think there is a hot spot here. What's over here? Oh, you're different. Oh, that was a different kind of mob. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe we'll get a chance to come out here and do some quests. Alright, so we have seen the fishermen, and they have given us our next fishing task, which is to find hot spots and fish in them, which we don't have to do right this minute, but hey, we were there, so we might as well at least talk to them. And we are actually really, really close to 125. Have you ever had young cats? It's funny how after you feed them, silkweed can now be tracked. Oh, well, that's handy. After you feed them, it seems like they have all the energy in the world. It's like you put rocket fuel in their breakfast or supper. Because it really doesn't matter what time of day either. You feed them, they eat, and within half hour or so, they are just scattering through the house. It's very cute. Well, I'll get the squash too while I'm here. And this one's probably going to attack me any moment. So basically, if you hear any strange noises, that would be what that is. That would be two young, rambunctious cats running around chasing each other. Wow, there is all sorts of corruption here. One, two, three, four. I think that's four. One, two, three, four. Yeah. Yep. All right, so we're headed back up to First Light. kind of actually hope we get a quest to go down where those knights were. At least that's what they looked like to me, knights. They had full sets of armor on. And definitely not a mob I'd seen before. Of course, then the Swarmancer wasn't one I'd seen before either. That was certainly interesting. Hello, Gunter.
Really waited through the wither at Dayspring Mills just for my barley? That's raw. You gotta be some kind of tough. Thanks.
That's raw? I've never heard that term before.
Still can't get over the favor you done me. You're like a real friend. It's been a long time. Can't even count the years.
He looks like a... Hold on. Not Amish. Although Amish could be a Mennonite. With the beard and the full haircut. Nice people. But that's what he reminds me of. Well, it was my pleasure.
It don't seem like I'm imposing if I ask one more teensy-weensy favor. See, the thing is, my brewing recipe, well, it's just not well suited to this amazing bar.
Well, how can I help?
There was this Chef Giroux in Hilltop. Had the most amazing recipe. Hilltop's gone to the corrupted now, but if I could get that recipe and some Hilltop hops, that would be like the best thing ever.
All right, we'll go look for your recipe. All right, so we're going to take the fishing quest off our radar again. And now we gotta go find Albert Riches and talk to him. No, that's just a house. There's a set of stairs that leads up to him. I think this is just another house. Another 2500 one. Another basic little shack. But I guess if you want it to live underneath the shadow of a big old stranded ship, what is it called? A beach ship? That would be a good house to choose. Hello, Albert.
Spirit. Yep, this'll do the trick just fine. Good work. Let's just keep this plan between us. Don't need to laugh at me for this.
Okay. I wasn't planning on telling anybody. And it doesn't look like he has anything else to tell us. Oh, and right next to him is another house. And that's another one of those with 2 open balconies. Let's go look inside it. Okay, so it actually has a decent sized porch. It even runs along the side and the back. So, very interesting. And then, of course, inside we have a big open floor. Open in more ways than one because, of course, like all the other places here, it looks like it was just quickly put together from whatever they could find. The stairs look nice, though. I like those. Then you go up here. You got one balcony. It's a nice view over the city and a little bit off to the side. And you have this little tiny one here, which has an excellent view of the ship right next to you. So, yeah. I mean, out of all the houses, if you wanted to spend some extra gold for your house and you're into the atmosphere, This is a nice choice. This one is, I think, 7,500. Yeah. Yeah, definitely a nice choice. Now, did I see another quest pop up? I did. Where is it? There's the shrine for this one, the fast travel shrine. I do believe the quest opened up here inside. Yep. And this is Sylvia Oaks. That's a very British name. Hello, Sylvia.
Why is it that in times of trouble, people are so quick to doubt their leaders? I suppose I will never understand.
That's probably very frustrating.
Of course, I am no fool, you know. I know what they're saying, but I must be guided by my conscience. Right now, it's telling me that first priority is to ensure that, come what may, we can keep people fed.
Anything I can do to help?
There is. Long ago, the people of Forlac seeded their lakes with amazing fish. One fish will feed hundreds. If we had enough fish and the charcoal to cook it, I would sleep a lot easier at night. Well, that was fast. Oh, silly, you haven't been yet. Fish from Forlac, charcoal from Letham's Pick.
Okay, so we need to gather some fish and some charcoal for her. And... oh, Constable Oak's journal. March 18th. I've long since lost track of how long I've been on Eternum, and other than the vague recollection of bearing children, I can't even remember my life in the old world. I don't know if it's time that's taken the toll on my memory, or all the lies. Each year they've piled higher, and I can no longer sort the truth from the false. Watching Aethelgard slowly shrivel in body and spirit, I forced myself into the habit of putting on a hopeful smile, no matter how I felt inside. Saints know I tried. For his sake, I risked everything in a desperate bid to escape the island, but as with everything else here, it ended with disappointment. For some reason, I still remember the smell of his skin when he was a newborn, but in the years before he left, Aethelgard smelled like a sick old man. It reached the point where I couldn't even get close to him. I'll never forgive myself for that. I only hope where he is now, he's found some measure of peace. So she has been here long enough to have born children and watch them grow old and die. That's actually very sad. Oh, and if you go upstairs in all these places, this is the governor's desk. You can actually open the governor's desk and see things like how much territory upkeep is, and in this case, their territory upkeep is 6,000 gold, probably every 7 days. Yep, every 7 days. What the taxes and fees are set to, which we can't change, but yeah. Taxes are 0.50%. I don't know what this one is. Trade maybe 7%. And here's the payroll. The governing company receives income from taxes and fees. In the current period, they have received just under 6,000, so they almost have enough to pay their weekly taxes. So, for any of you that think that owning a territory, you get tons and tons of money, it turns out you probably don't. You probably get just barely enough to cover keeping the territory. Let's see. We'll do this one, grab some nightcrawler baits. That just requires picking up a few flint here and there. Now, it looks like there is another quest, because, when you do one or two, a bunch more show up. Oh, and another page. Lodestone Eternum. In Gilbert's final book, he makes reference to a mysterious fifth essence, one that links all bodies together in harmony. For the heaven of philosophers, as of theologians, must be a gentle, happy, and tranquil, and not at all subject to changes. I seek to discover whether Azoth might be the universal ether of which magnets interact, that invisible yet measurable force, or is Azoth a new tool for the aforementioned interaction, granting the bearer a new form of manipulating this ether, which was otherwise hidden? Perhaps the property of magnets, crafted from eternum mined material, are different in their effects. The miners at Ledham's Pick have spoken of quality ores from their mines. I must inquire further. All right, that's interesting. And it looks like Kim Jahoon would like to speak to us now.
Regardless of who's in charge here, my loyalty will always be to the people of First Light. Defending this settlement is no simple matter, however.
Well, you need help with anything?
Yes. The critical thing is that we work together to ensure our health and our safety. Oaks is focused on procuring supplies for a siege, but that's only useful if the walls hold.
Aren't the walls strong enough?
The timber is sound, but the iron bindings are many decades old and rusted. If you could mine some magnetite from Ledham's Pick, I can reinforce the walls.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to Ledham's Pick and Hilltop Encampment. Please say that they're close together. And it looks like they are indeed. And a nice, neat little line here. Very good. I always like it when things are in a similar place. Oh, and look, if we really wanted to, there's a fishing hotspot here. And a fishing hotspot here. Wait a second, there was a fishing hotspot near where the fisherman was, and I didn't see it. Oh well. But like I said, we weren't doing any fishing just then anyway. So, okay. So yeah, it does look like everything marches along in a nice, neat little line. So we are going to take a quick break. And then when we return, we'll run up there and see how much we can get done. Okay, so we're back. And I realized after I paused that we're already at about the 42-minute mark. So I went ahead and ran to the next location so we could start with the quest right off the bat, which is, we've got the hops here, and we need to find the recipe. Ruiz missing. Ruiz is gone. I fear to say fled or escaped, and so are the men, but many of us believe it to be true. Captain Isabella has demanded a search, pretending that he must have been attacked by one of the beasts that prowl the isle, but I saw it on her face, the tremble of anger in her voice. She knew he had fled, and she was to blame. Ruiz, I hope you have run far from this hell we have been cast into, and I pray to God you find peace far from here, where you might live out the rest of your days. Manuel. So somebody escaped from Isabella's grasp, and she is none too happy about it. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff in here. Well, that was easy enough. Of course, it is a pretty low-level quest. Just kind of sad. So we need to still find some hops. It looks like there's another page over here. I guess we'll disturb this guy's reflections so we can come over here. Paul's new brew. This brew is odd. Not bad, but has a strong aftertaste. Like drinking whiskey with a pat of butter in it. Leaves a bit of a film in your mouth. It certainly does the trick, though, so I've started bottling up this first batch for the boys here. Paul's new brew seems to be a hit with everyone who's had it so far. Once we pack up camp, maybe I'll start a bigger business with Rost. Send it out to all the settlements for everyone to enjoy. Wow, there's all sorts of chests in here. At some point, I have got to get to work on the little sculpture that I was going to create based on these guys. Nice little tent. It's actually not really a little tent. There's another page in here. Rotten shot. From the settlement, we have received 3 wagon loads of wood, 4 crates of tools, assorted, 2 crates of fresh clothing and boots. Additionally, Adjudicator Jeffrey has included a shipment of consecrated iron blanks to be fashioned into arrowheads or musket balls as needed. If functional, this should help against some of the more unsavory things that have been found near the camp. This week's losses are worse than last week, I'm afraid. The meat from 4 elk and 1 too curious wolf turned almost overnight, becoming a blackened and sickly mess. Happens more and more frequently now, and we may have to start packing up if no fresh meat can be collected. That's kind of disgusting sounding. Alright. Anything else? Oh, our last hops. Alright, so now we need to head up the road some more. We'll kill this guy. Check out what he's got in his tent. Alright. So, we are going this way now. Yep, we have enough hops, but thank you. So whoever this person was that wrote that last note about the strange brew, well, they happen to know Rost. Oh, is that a shrine over there? It is, and it's one I don't have, so I guess we're going to have to go find it. Oh, we should probably eat again if we're going to be jumping around rocks. Oh, somebody's little camp. Alright, so... Oh. It's a nice view. I want to go... Which way do I want to go to find this shrine? I don't think I want to go all the way down. I think I want to go this way. Oh, there it is down there. Well, that's one way to find a shrine. Just jump right on top of it. Alright, so now we need to go that way. And we're looking for charcoal and trout. And we want to eliminate some bloatfish withered. That sounds disgusting. We are almost at 126 on our harvesting now. Very good. Oh, that took a... Oh, that's right. We're in first light, so our harvesting is actually slower here. Is that silkweed? Nope, it's wire fiber. Okay. And that's just hemp, which we have plenty of at the moment. Because I forgot to put it in storage. Oops. Alright, so we are here. And we're near where we're supposed to be. See, we need to go over that way. River cress. Okay. Tangle wisp. And we want to go up. I think. Yeah, okay, so this is Letham's pick. And we need to find all sorts of things in here. Okay. We have a page, a fishing trip. Sent the last 60 tons of stone down to the settlement to the south from them to finish constructing additional houses, and just received an order from the northwest for around 1,000 tons more. The men need a few days off, and then we can get started on that order. I think we'll pull most of the men back into the camp and run skeleton crews in the mines. Let everyone have a bit of a rest before moving on. Maybe I'll even get a break, go down to Forlac and talk to the fish lass, or the fine lass that makes the fish for us. I'll have to take a bath. I love the end of that. I'll have to take a bath. Like, I'm gonna go see that girl that I fancy. I better bathe first because I don't smell too good. Alright, so what have we gathered? Nothing that we need. Because of course there's little bits of corruption popping up all over the place here. See? I'm just going to run right through it. Alright, so that's a wolf. Not what I'm looking for at all. That, okay. Alright, so we finally getting some charcoal. Need 3 more batches of charcoal. Oh, hush. Just hush. Kind of like this house. It actually has a basement. Well, that's a first. An actual, factual basement on this house. Interesting. Not the best designed, but not the worst. Okay. Yeah. Of course, you didn't give me what I needed, because of course you didn't. You didn't give me anything. You're a cheapskate. Okay, so we need 1 more charcoal. Will you give me charcoal? Nope. Nothing. What about you? One of you's got to give me something. Oh. Alright, so that's the charcoal part. Now, it also says we need to gather magnetic chunks. You know, if you're collecting magnetic chunks of ore, you should probably at least pretend to be mining it. Saltpeter. I'll take that. Well, that's one way of blending in. We may not even finish this quest today. Oh, another page. What do we got here? We'll burn for food. The charcoal pits are finally taking off. We've mainly been using them to keep heat in the bunkhouses, but it turns out that it's a pretty hot commodity. Most of the wood around here is too wet to work with right away, so it takes time to dry out for the burning, else it fills the house with smoke. But this charcoal can be used right away, so Forlac has been trading their jerked fish in exchange for weights of the charcoal, since otherwise we'd be living on hardtack and whatever meats are shipped up from the encampment. It's a welcome change. Plus, the smiths at the South Settlement have been taking all the extra to use in their smelting process, so we can keep the rest of our supplies covered. We may have the start of a real industry here. So, that's interesting. They found multiple uses for charcoal. Alright, so how many more of these do we need? We need 3 more. And that's disgusting looking. I can attack it, but it doesn't seem to do anything when I do. What's this? Just a spear. Okay, so we have a couple miners in here. Just die. Okay. Supply cache. Well, I was hoping it was some more of that ore. Oh, there's one in here hiding inside the rock face. Alright, so we need 2 more. I don't see anything in there. I think we already got that one. I don't see any up here. Oh. Climbing is always a good idea. At least in this game. You never know what you're going to find up top. Alright, so 1 more. I think. Yep, 1 more. I'm going to find any even higher up. Or is that too much to hope for? I wonder how much higher up we can go. I think that might be our limit here. I don't think we can jump up high enough to get that. Nope. Still, a nice view up here. Oh, I see one over there. Excuse me, you're in the way. Could you please move? They all have some big, bulky boys. So now, the only thing we have left is gathering the fish and getting rid of floatfish withered. Which, doesn't that sound so pleasant? Alright, so, ooh. Oh man, somebody got those already. Oh, that sucks. Because this is a really good place to get oil. Because there's 2 sets of 3 nodes here. Oh well. Somebody got it though. Maybe once I get done killing things here and I log in the video, I'll run back here and see if those have recovered, because I could use some extra oil. That would give me a decent little amount. Alright, so here's our scavengers. Yeah. Die. And there's another note here. Ah, that farm from the mines is so nice. When I brought the last shipment of fish to Letham's pick, he had picked flowers for me and had a wonderful picnic set up for the two of us. I didn't have the heart to tell him that I'm sick of fish, but the bread and fresh rabbit was wonderful. He's a kind man, and he treats his men well, and I have no doubt that he would treat me the same. His look is craggy, like the stone he works with, but I have grown fond of him. Perhaps when I next see him, I will suggest that he speak with Father about courting me officially. Well, it's nice to know that his interest in her was actually returned. Very sweet. Although, also very sad, because you can well imagine that, well, that probably didn't end well for either of them. Alright, oh, there's a fishing hotspot here. Yeah, because this is just the place I want to go fishing. Maybe I'll cast my line in there a couple of times. See if I can't get anything. Looks like there's another page here. The Scarlet Crucible. It has been too long since I've been well enough to write. 4 days since my fever broke. I just left my house for the first time in what seems to be 2 full weeks. Everything has changed. There are only a handful of us that survived this illness. Father and mother are both gone. My brothers are gone. Our neighbors, gone. I attempted to walk to the mines earlier today, but stopped short when I saw the state of things. No longer is it a well-run place, bustling with purpose. Now it is a foul place, tainted by corruption. I tried to find my foreman, my heart, but it seems to be he succumbed as well. I was not spotted and left quickly. We have gathered what little we can carry and will now move towards the settlement to the northwest, to Sanctuary. And like I said, it didn't end well for them. Oh, looks like we're finished finding all our fish we need. And we finished killing all the things we need to kill. And it's probably going to take a little bit of time for me to get back up to the settlement. So, I guess next time on the videos, we'll be turning in some quests and see what other quests we wind up with afterwards. Oh, but until next time, bye for now.